So rules always evaluated from top to bottom like this.
Mm-hmm.
So if suppose we have created a rule,
Mm-hmm.
we have created a rule A,
Mm-hmm.
and our traffic contain this zone.
Mm-hmm.
Traffic, suppose our lane network, trust L3, this is trust. So our LAN network is trust, see,
Mm-hmm.
and this is going to outside server,
Mm-hmm.
and this every tuples is matching. We remember tuples, we defined 5 tuples,
Yes.
source IP, destination IP, source
Mm-hmm.
port, destination port, protocols, right? So if the tuples are matching, so it is checking this policy first, and if it is not matching, then it will go ahead and check other policies. So it will check everything according to the flow of firewall, Palo Alto firewall. If the rule is matched, it will stop here. Otherwise, it will keep on checking for below rules,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if it is matching, it will stop here. Otherwise, it will keep on checking for below rules,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
So rules are evaluated from top to bottom, not from bottom to top. It will be evaluated from if top, suppose we have created a rule where we have allowed or deny something on the top, but that rule is not related to the traffic which we initiating. So what we need to do, we need to
Mm-hmm.
push that rule in the bottom or push that rule on the top according to our requirement.
Um, uh, can you explain this again, please? So the
Yes,
one
yes,
that
yes.
you want to evaluate at later, you push down, you said?
Yes, I mean the one which I evaluate later, I'll push down, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I can also combine the rules. I can all add all the things I told you, right? Universal policies. Universal policies means we can combine the rule. We can combine the rule means we can create a rule using all these rules. How? We can add universal, right? Type universal, you can see. So I can add guest and
Mm-hmm.
DMG zone here in the first
Mm-hmm.
rule, and
Mm-hmm.
everything will be adding here in the first address, first zone, first application. So it will be combined.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Okay.
got it. Okay.
So I told you, right? Traffic can match multiple rules.
Mm-hmm.
So if first rule is matching, rule is also matching.
Mm-hmm.
First rule is matching, but something is missing. Either application is missing in the first rule,
Mm-hmm.
according to the traffic we initiated. Either service is missing, then it will go to second rule. It is also matching, but something is missing. Again,
Mm-hmm.
something is related to your source IP, I mean your destination IP, your application. Either it is FTP or DNS, so it can match multiple rules.
Mm-hmm. It can match multiple rules. Okay. But those rules cannot be conflicting, right?
Yes, these rules are not be
And
conflicting.
the top one takes precedence. So for example, if you allow on the first one and then the second one or the one below it is denying, you will
Mhm.
allow, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So sometimes it collide. I mean, your traffic can match multiple rules, so it will be very tough for you to decide which is actually hitting, which rule is hitting the traffic, right? So you need to identify it by checking the CLI, either CLI, or you can just be very sure about the rule which is actually hitting by the traffic. So you can use CLI, or you can check hit
Mm-hmm.
option is there in the rule. I'll show you. So
Mm-hmm.
So shadow will be there in the rule. This is nothing, just leave it. Or the shadow will be there in the rule.
Mm-hmm.
So you can move, you can remove shadowing why reorder the rules. Reorder means you can just click on the rule and scroll down and scroll up and push it down and push this up. Just shadowing is nothing, just to check the rule is hovering some without any command.
Mm-hmm.
So how we'll be creating security policy? We have gone through once, but we are learning this, so we can go again. So security policies, we have to go to policies, security, add. You need, in general, you can give the name, any meaningful name,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then rule type is universal. You can make it, right? Universal, intra-zone, inter-zone, anything. Most of the time we create universal rules. So it will not be making any issues. This is just a name. Either it is you are getting universal. Description you can give any
Mm-hmm.
according to your understanding, right? So you can make it meaningful so that you can understand it better once you come back to the firewall. Tags is nothing. I'll let you know. Tags is nothing. Just adding tag to understand it is red, yellow, blue. Red means it is not safe rule. Yellow, green, blue. You can just give any tag. So this is
Mm-hmm.
source. General we understand, right? So, in policy may be enforced on a specific day and time. You can also schedule policy. There is an option to schedule policy. You
What
can
does
just,
that mean? Like you schedule the policy and to work on certain time, and then after that it will not work?
it will be automatically pushed. You can create policy if you want. This policy needs to be scheduled. This policy needs to be, yeah. If you are working something, you are working on something, you just want to create a policy, but you don't want to uh, allow to allow the policy to be live. So you can just schedule it after 24 hours time format. Sorry, object schedules add. You can go to object schedule and add.
Okay.
And there's the option of scheduling policy. There are a lot of things we can schedule in the Palo Alto.
Mm-hmm.
So managing our policy. Either we can remove it, delete it, modify it, disable it, revert it, right? So we can operate policies. We do have options here in the bottom of the policies. You can add, delete, clone. Clone means suppose you want to create a policy and you have everything already there in the policy.
Mm-hmm.
In the policy which is there in the top
Mm-hmm.
or bottom, just want to clone it or change it source, only source. If you want to create a policy where you want to change the source IP only, then you don't need to create a separate policy. It is better to clone it, right? Clone it and change the source IP.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you in the lab. I'll just going through it,
Okay.
right? So clone, overwrite, revert, enable, disable, move. So rules can be reordered or match requirement. So we can drag and drop.
Mm-hmm.
Disabling of a rule allow you to retain the entry. So you can disable the rule if you don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
You can also use finding unused policies. Most of the policies are already created in the firewall, but we are not using those policies. So what we can do is we can check it. Either these policies are being used since last 6 months or not. We can disable it after checking.
Mm-hmm.
So it will
Okay.
save, it will efficient your firewall, it will save some time, increase firewall operation efficiency, simplify rule management. So a lot of rules will make you confused, so you can delete those rules which are not being used.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you this creating objects, how we can create objects and tags. So see, you tags to visibly search or use tags facilities to find object. So the tag is nothing, just to tag color. Look for the tag color to understand mail for. It is the color which identifies the importance of the particular rule. So I'll show you in the lab how creating a new service definition. Service definition means either you want to create a port application services. So we can creating it separately and adding it in the rule. Global search.
Mhm.
I'll show you. Enable intra-zone and inter-zone logging. So in the policy, we also have to enable logging. Without enabling logging, we cannot see the logs.
Mhm.
So keep that in mind while creating policy. Logging is important.
Mhm. Okay. Otherwise, the policy will not work.
Policy will work, but you won't be able to see the logs.
Okay.
So let's just go to the firewall once.